Hey, good morning, YouTube. Jeffrey Howells Carpet Cleaning here. We're on our 12th job of the day. Well, we're just pretending like we're on our 12th job of the day. But anyways, what we got here is some green nylon. It's pretty interesting looking. Probably came from the 70s and 80s, it looks like. What a mobile home park. And we are doing ourselves a double wide. It's a 3-bedroom, so let's go ahead and take a quick look. What's awesome about these things is that in the 70s and 80s, it was cool to put carpeting in the bathroom. So, yeah. Anyways, we are pretty basic. I'm just going to look around and see what kind of spots. That looks like petroleum sort of stuff. But it's hard to say what, and there's a lot of texture to it, so it's probably grease and oil. When you're dealing with green carpet, anything on the carpet is going to turn really dark color, so it's pretty misleading. Probably just dirt and wear here. We got ourselves a closet back there, looking pretty good. Then up in the front, we got ourselves like this pocket office bedroom up here. And it looks like the place has been pretty well vacuumed already. However, to ensure my integrity and guarantee and all that stuff with my cleaning, I pretty much have to go back through and clean everything. This is actually their main area of concern right here, which I think it's going to be no problem at all. It looks like a garbage bag or something dripped out. It's in a straight line. And then the bag was set here and it just kind of leaked. So I think that's about all it is. We are going to use a sodium carbonate today mixed with peroxide. So we're going to be sanitizing and neutralizing this carpet. And it's going to be natural deodorizer. I'm going to be looking for signs of animal hair because there was a cat in here. So far I don't smell anything, don't really see anything, but we are going to pre-spray. Well, we're going to do our super vacuum to begin with. Then we will pre-spray and agitate using a CRB, and then we will run the lines in with the truck and go ahead and extract it. So that's the game plan for today. And everything should go absolutely well. Okay, so this area here is kind of cool because the entire area looked like that there. It was pretty dark black. And as you can see, it's still pretty dark, but I vacuumed out a lot of the dirt that was in there, and it just totally lightened up. As you can see, that's the one spot that I haven't vacuumed yet compared to the rest of it. And one thing, I was doing some cleaning down at the coast a few years ago, and one thing that I noticed were all these dark spots, and what it turned out to be was sand accumulation in the carpet. And when I ran my vacuum over it, the spots literally disappeared. And that's stuff that, because this obviously there's a lot of grease and stuff in here, but it's just attracting dirt. And when you get a whole lot of dirt accumulation going on, it's sitting there in the carpet. It's not really attached to anything. It's just sitting there in a large quantity. And it really needs to be pulled out of there, whether it be vacuum or hot water extraction. Ideally, you want to rinse it out of there. But the average person has no clue that that's what it is, because if they did, they would be vacuuming the heck out of it. So keep that in mind, and just how important it is to do the pre-vacuum here, because I'm sure the truck may have pulled a lot of it out, but I'm actually visually being able to see it come out right now, and that gives me a little bit of satisfaction with the work that I'm doing, that I can say, yes, the pre-vacuum is necessary and gets debris out of the carpeting. So what I decided to do is make up a batch of commercial magic, and I'm going to hit up the worst of the areas first and CRB them, and then once we do that, I'll continue using the rest of our 2-gallon jug that we made up here, and then switch it back over to a deodorizing sodium carbonate cleaner by Master Blend to do the rest of the place. Part of it is I'm curious if the Commercial Magic, how it's going to respond to oils and grease. I know that the Grease Hog product will eat this up, no problem, but by back away, of course. But I'm going to give Commercial Magic a shot just to see what would happen. And if I need to, I'll just boost it with some Grease Hog, because that's what's really nice about the back away products, is like if a chemistry set, you can mix and match the products to develop the exact chemistry that you need or want to tackle a specific purpose. So with that said, I'm just going to go ahead and give it a pre-spray and then give it a scrub using the CRB over here. And we did switch the brushes out. We were doing some commercial work and had some black brushes in there. Worked very well. In fact, I had never used the black brushes on anything before, and I've done a few jobs with it already. Very happy with the way they turn out. So it seems ridiculous spending the amount of money that those brushes cost, but they really do work very well. So in situations, you know, commercial glue down is no good with well, in this case I have blue, but it's equivalent to the white brushes, and just, yeah, night and day difference. So we're gonna go ahead and give that a good scrubbing, and this over here is scrub possibly some of these other black spots just to see how they lighten up as well. In here, this looks probably the worst in the rest of the place as far as traffic and dinge and that sort of stuff goes. So the Commercial Magic actually did pretty awesome. Pulled up all this grease, but also look, I didn't put my collection plate in, but this was also a test to see how much mounted debris would come out, and there's quite a bit in here. So if all I did was go over this tiny little area here, and you got these balls forming up all over the place, we're going to be filling up our trays pretty quickly. So yeah, I think generally the front tray picks up the best because of just the way that the counter rotating brushes work. However, a lot of times I like just running the back tray so I can get as close to walls as possible without banging into them. So we'll probably play a little game of switcheroo. I'll put the front tray on and just see what happens and where we go. And then if I need to get really close to the baseboards, then I'll just take it off and do that. Okay, so what we were able to accomplish with the Commercial Magic and the CRB was pretty remarkable. Obviously, there's some dirt in there that needs to be extracted, but we were able to loosen it all up, and it looks pretty nice. Next, I just want to kind of give you a contrast. I mean, that was pretty much the gist of it, was that sort of stuff all over the place. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit this little area up here, run over it. And I'm doing this so that as we're working throughout the rest of the place, there's plenty of dwell time for this stuff to sit and continue eating away at this, so that by the time we run our hoses in, this stuff is going to be as suspended as possible and just come right up out of the carpeting. And since we had success in the other area of grease with using the Commercial Magic, I'm going to try it on these two spots. I really don't know what to expect, if it'll just start breaking it down so we can extract it, I'm not sure. I'm going to hit those up there, and that pretty much looks like the biggest parts of the greasy stuff in this room here. So give it a shot and see what happens. Alright, so that's what those two big grease spots were. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with this. It works on grease. I wasn't really expecting that. And then, of course, all the other nasty dark black stuff came right up. I think those are ink. Commercial Magic ain't touching them, so probably gonna have to pog them out. But anyways, The rest of this looks absolutely awesome. So we're going to sodium carbonate the rest of this place with peroxide, and it'll look absolutely beautiful. Hey you guys, there's a little sneak peek at some of the goodies that are got out of there. Now, the brushes on my CRB are pretty worn in, and what that does is that allows me only to sift out things that are actually in the carpeting. So I'm not being too aggressive in pulling out carpet fibers. So everything that's in there is lint and hair. Alright, so we've just finished up phase 2, which is our pre-spray and agitation. Now, as you can see, it looks absolutely beautiful in here. It looks much more darker, brilliant green, just because of the massive amounts of lint that we got out. I know it inside of that container it didn't look like a whole lot, but believe me, when you're taking lint, wet lint, and you're condensing it down to little balls, it's a lot. You can see night and day difference in here with just taking all that crud out of the carpeting. So these carpets are literally going to look brand new by the time we're done here. All those nasty grease spots over there came right out. Hey, it's Jeffrey Howells Carpet Cleaning. Any carpets to be cleaned, give me a call. Southeast Portland area, covering Gladstone, Clackamas, Milwaukee, Damascus, Boring, Gladstone, if I've already said that. Anyways, 503-939-0534. God bless and have a great day.